Some mornings I can do it, and the last two I haven't been able to.
Good evening and welcome to the, what day is it? Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019 City Council meeting. If you could please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Hollendorf.
Here.
Vice Mayor Olivera.
Here.
Councilmember Herman.
Here.
Councilmember Masoudi.
Here.
Councilmember Brilio.
Here.
All are present.
Next is approval of the agenda. In front of you, you have a list of items. Is there any council member that wishes to amend the agenda? Nope. Is there any public comment on the agenda? Okay, bring it back. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
So second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Next is public comment. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the council on any matter not on the agenda. State law prohibits the city council from acting upon matters not listed. Is there any public comment?
Good evening, members of council. I'm Debbie Pawnee with Destination Angels Camp, and we are assisting with getting the word out on the census 2020. Census has undergone some changes on the regional level, but locally they've hired a gentleman who is recruiting for those who are interested in a part-time and full-time job on a temporary basis. We at Destination Angels Camp and the Angels Camp Business Association will be hosting him every Tuesday through the month of December, possibly into January, from 10 to 11 for people to come in and apply for a job. You can apply online. We recognize that sometimes that can be challenging, so we're offering our office up for folks to come in. There are 6,500 jobs needed for the census in a 7-county area, so lots of opportunity for employment, both part-time and full-time, and depending on where you can live, you can be able to work within the area that you live in, or they'll have other opportunities within this region. So I share a business card. If you know of somebody looking for a job or resources referrals, this would be something to share. And the actual census count will start April 1st. So this is in preparation of that.
How long does that run, Debbie?
I think they hope to have it wrapped up in about 60 days. There's the initial, we're going to mail something out. You can fill it out online. You can fill out the paperwork. After X amount of time, they'll then go out and start canvassing, and they have different ways that they'll be doing that. So, but April 1st is the target, is to start the census count.
Thank you, Debbie. Any other public comment? Nope. Okay. Move on to item 4, report out of closed session. Earlier tonight, council was in closed session, and at this point, direction was given to staff. Item 5, consent agenda. There are 3 consent agenda items. Is there any council member that wishes to pull a consent agenda item?
I have to pull A and C.
A and
A
C.
because I have to abstain, and C I want to make a comment.
Any other? Nope. Any public comment on consent agenda? Nope. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda item B?
So
Approval, move.
So-
Second.
I'll second.
Alvin did?
I apologize.
No.
I was going to
All-
so move, but I don't know,
Joe
whatever.
moved,
Oh, Joe
Alvin
moved.
second.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All
Gotcha.
right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Five
Everybody speak up, I can't hear.
oh. Joe, Alvin, okay.
Can't hear me.
Okay, item A?
You can do A, I just have to
Okay.
abstain.
So is there a motion to approve consent agenda item A, approval of the minutes for November 5th?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One abstain.
And I abstain, so 401. Yeah, okay. C,
See, I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thanks to Debbie for all the involvement with PSPS and the ballot measures in a very public way. The fact sheets, the detail, the meetings, everything, all went into just a great positive outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other comment? Any public comment? Okay, is there a motion to approve consent agenda item C?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Means
All
you're
in
on.
favor?
Aye.
Five oh.
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Next is regular agenda, 6A, approval of the landscape maintenance agreement with Caltrans. Melissa?
Actually, I'm going to hand this over to Jennifer.
Oh, okay.
Is this on? Morning, council members. I'm here to talk about the approval of the maintenance agreement with Caltrans. It is recommended that the city council approve the landscape maintenance agreement with the state highway right-of-way on Route 49 within the city of Angels. This agreement is in association with Tractor Supply and the improvements that they have provided within the right-of-way. The improvements are within Caltrans right-of-way. They've approved the plan, but they would like the city to maintain everything. The improvements that were done for Tractor Supply are consistent with the Main Street plan, and they're non-standard Caltrans improvements. That's one of the reasons they would like the city to maintain them. The project includes sidewalk, curb ramps, driveways, bio-infiltration swales, landscaping, irrigation. The agreement gives the city the responsibility for emergency repairs, replacement, and maintenance of those items. It requires the city to inspect, maintain, remove, or replace the improvements to ensure a safe and attractive condition. If the city does not maintain the improvements, Caltrans will give us 30 days notice to do the maintenance, and then they can go do it and bill us for it, or bill the city. And if we don't enter this agreement, Caltrans can come remove the improvements. So we recommend approval. Any questions?
Any concerns on the city staff part being able to keep up with whatever minimal stuff this is?
No, and actually, I think when we did the agreement with Tractor Supply, the city puts the responsibility on Tractor Supply.
Okay.
And I believe that we did bring this item earlier in the phases, but it was a draft agreement at the time. So Caltrans then, once we gave approval, had finalized the agreements, executed them, and they've asked us to then now finalize this copy. But I do believe we did bring a draft previously to this council.
Any other council questions or comments? Any public comment? No? Okay. Bring it back to council. If there's no further questions or comments, is there a motion to approve the landscape maintenance agreement with Caltrans?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Switch it up.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Okay. That was our. Okay, next is public hearing to introduce ordinance 495 and waive the first reading and set the second reading for December 7th, 2019. And this is ordinance 495, establishing the hours for the city park. Amy.
Mayor, council members, you've already seen this as a resolution, and you asked that we bring this back to include all parks, not just Utica. In the interim, our police chief reminded us in order for him to write tickets, we needed this to be an ordinance and in the code. So what you have before you is a code change to include hours for all city parks from sunrise to sunset. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
None here.
Any questions from the council?
I have one. So, I know, like, I've attended a wedding at the park before, at the Utica Park. Are there exceptions to that, like when the single-use day permit or stuff like that?
Yes, you have to go to City Hall to get the exception.
okay.
That's the only exception.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I also have a question in regards to farmer's market staying after sunset. You have to have a permit?
When they come in, they basically have an ongoing permit, and we just simply
No, I
approve it
mean
at.
people attending. We hang, it's like, I mean, I know that we
till
hang
after
out,
dark. Yeah.
our group of people that go, we hang out after dark.
We basically would, as part of the permit for the farmer's market, recognize that people would be hanging out after dark.
Okay.
The primary purpose for this was, as you know, overnight camping and such.
Yeah.
And to keep that from occurring.
Okay.
Just don't get too rowdy, and you'll be okay.
I don't know, we're a rowdy group.
Chief gives you a ticket. Press hard, because the third copy's yours.
Believe me, they drive by and go, oh, it's them.
So kind of going off of what Veronica just said, but for, like right now it gets dark earlier. And most people coming home from work, they do use the park to walk the animals and things like that. So I just want to make sure there's some cautiousness with those types of things. How do we, I know it's common sense, but I just, that fear that they see this,
That's the police.
Again,
public
it-
might take it like, oh my
they
gosh,
might
you
take
can't
it if
walk
they're not
after
allowed to
dark.
go out there when they're
It's-
using.
There were two reasons for this crime, and for Public Works to be able to do maintenance after hours. So it is possible that a Public Works person who needs to irrigate after it gets dark may ask them, hey, we're getting ready to turn on the sprinklers, watch out. They're not going to call the cops to do that. Obviously, if that starts happening, you can
We can
call
change
for
it.
this to come back, and you can revoke the ordinance. I do not anticipate this being an issue.
I just want to address
I don't
those
think it's the
concerns.
dog walkers that.
No,
Right.
but the
Concern.
perception.
No,
you
you're
know,
Right.
It's more the perception if they don't know, and just making sure that it's more common sense and it's addressing what you guys talked about.
I agree with you, and I know
Okay.
that Scott agrees with you, so
Okay.
hopefully the person writing the tickets will keep that.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Any public comment, questions?
You gotta open the hearing.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yep. Okay, open public hearing? No? Okay, close public hearing. Motion, is there a motion to approve, the adoption of ordinance 495, waive the first reading and set the second reading for December 17th, 2019 to
I'll
adopt?
move that.
Okay, move.
Second.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Item C, adoption of resolution number 1954, authorizing the city administrator to request a relinquishment agreement for Caltrans with the right-of-way along State Route 49. Melissa. Oh, Jennifer.
The recommendation is to authorize the city administrator to request a relinquishment agreement for Caltrans right-of-way along State Route 49, Main Street, for the Angels Camp sidewalk infill bike lane project. Kind of goes with what we just did for item 6, I believe, where the city's taking over, by a maintenance agreement, taking over that responsibility, but not the ownership of the land. In this case, Caltrans asked us, would we consider relinquishing the land to the city so we can be fully responsible for the maintenance and the ownership of that land. It did give us a little bit more flexibility in, actually, it brought down some of the costs of the project because we're not having to, Caltrans buys all the right-of-way that they need to maintain, and this, including the slopes behind the sidewalks, where we were able to potentially get temporary construction easements and leave that ownership with the landowner. So it's just another way of handling this. It also gives us the flexibility to do the Main Street improvements, maybe put the water and sewer replacement in that area because the city will own it. It's everything behind the back of curb. So it's another way of handling how are we doing our Main Street improvements behind the curb line. Is there any questions?
questions, comments?
Nope, not here.
Any public comments?
So this is not actually getting the relinquishment agreement, this is giving Melissa the authority to ask Caltrans to create the maintenance agreement. We'll be back again to actually enter into the relinquishment of maintenance agreement.
So we did run this by legal counsel as well, and their support for the acquisition of the right-of-way, simply because no matter what, we have the maintenance responsibility. So if there were any legal issues, having the maintenance responsibility, liability would still fall back on the city. And so in this case, at least, we now control the land for utility relocation or other Main Street improvements that the city might be interested in the future.
See what they say.
Makes sense.
And there's no public comment? Okay. We'll bring back, there's no further discussion from the council?
Nope.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the adoption of resolution number 1954, authorizing the city administrator to request a relinquishment agreement for Caltrans?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Next is council reports, and I will start to my left with Councilmember McTildy.
Went to the DAC meeting, and we went over all the efforts that were put into getting the voting information out there and passed, and then talking about, again, the development that's going on. And I left, so I didn't get to attend any of the stuff going on downtown or anything, but I heard even with the bad weather that it was good. So that's nice, and I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving.
Let's see, well, there were 3 of us in the fire truck, and that was great. There's 3 here. And we didn't have to be outside, because 2 years ago we were standing outside in the fire truck. This time we have to be inside, be warm and cozy, but no one gets to see us. They just see a hand. Merry Christmas. But they all waved. They thought it was cool. Yeah. I should throw candy right now. You can't do that. It's illegal now. But anyway. So, and then, oh yeah, the other thing is that December 21st is going to be the Christmas Angels Night Out. So it's the 21st. Starts at 5 to 8. And this time, it's knowing that everyone's probably, getting ready for Christmas. So we're just hoping that people come down for last-minute shopping, because that'd be a good opportunity. Oh, I forgot Aunt so-and-so or cousin, whatever. And you could go running around and get gifts. And we're going to have hot cider and hot cocoa or hot chocolate instead of anything else, just nice. And hopefully anybody can sing here. Carolers, get out your carol. Anybody find some carolers, because we need people to be singing carols up and down the street. So let me know, or any other members of the Angels Night Out, okay? Thanks, that's it.
Joe?
LAFCO and CPPA are done for the year. They don't meet again until January. Central Sierra Economic met on 11/21, and the significant thing on the agenda there was a presentation by a company called the Mulholland Drive Company. The guy's a developer out of LA, and he's come up with a model that helps get employers to participate in workforce housing. Gets them to get some skin in the game. So I took that contact information and I passed it on to Debbie. UWPA meets the 16th, and the Solid Waste Task Force actually has a meeting scheduled. December 19th.
December what?
December 19th.
Oh, yay.
For what?
19.
I don't know for what.
They're probably canceled.
It might not be good.
It's a mystery.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
there'll not be too many people there.
That's it, Amanda.
Alvin?
Tomorrow is COG and Calaveras Transit, which me and Amanda will be going to. LAFCO's done for the year. We went to the Christmas parade on the float with my parents that were the grand marshals, and it was very nice, and thanks to Sutton and Bank of Stockton for putting the float together, and it was a little chilly and wet on the float, but it was fun. And everybody looked to be having a good time downtown. Most people had a wine glass in their hand, and the Utica Hotel was open down and below, and they were serving some little sausage-type things. There was a lot of people for how much rain was coming down. Because by the time we got through downtown, the rivers were flowing on either side of the road. But it was good. It was a fun time.
Just for the record, empty wine glasses.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm incriminating myself. Yes. Empty wine glasses.
Empty wine glasses.
And that's all I have.
I too attended the parade with Linda and Joe. Thank you, Nate and Mark, for driving, and the rest of the crew. That was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then Alvin already touched transit and COG, and then Joe touched UWPA. And I don't have anything else. So with that, we move on to calendar. Susan.
Okay, tomorrow, like you said, is COG and transit. Planning Commission meets here at 6 PM on the 12th. Review. Oh, okay. Thank you. Don't come here for that. UWPA meets on the 16th at 5:30, and we're back here for council at 6 on the 17th.
Good. Okay, and with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
There you go.
Get dinner early.
It's not a huge thing, and I can write little notes in it and stuff.
That was nice. I like the leather. Susan's got a gray leather